Yeah, hey everybody, this is Ian from Mindful Marketplace, and welcome back to our new publishing platform called A Tiny Revolution. This is where we look at interesting ideas around creating tiny products that make a big impact in your brand, in your business, and in your life through 2022 and well beyond. So, one of the things I want to invite those of you who are thinking about building a digital media brand, an online agency, or a productized platform or content community, like a course community or something where you're selling access or memberships or, cohorts. One of the things that I think I'm really excited about teaching in the next month, I'm recording this on the 28th, I believe, of March 2022, and tomorrow I'm actually launching a new cohort within our community where each week we are going to demonstrate a real live product being built or outreach campaign being commenced or a client acquisition process being demonstrated. And this is going to be a live extemporaneous thing where we're going to be using cool tools, software, services, products, and platforms to really 10x our output in a really super condensed way. So one of the tools that I want to show you, and this is ideal. I mean, again, this is just using imagination in some cool and creative ways. And if you followed my stuff in the past, like one of the questions that I tend, or the sort of mantras that we kind of run this thought experiment through, is what can you borrow to build? What can you leverage to launch? What tools, tech, software, and services allow you to 10x your output, your impact, your audience, and ultimately your income on a bootstrap budget? One of these here I'm going to show you today is called Picasso, and it's actually a really cool and creative way of curating content on Twitter that can be used in a multitude of different ways. You can actually use this to build products, to create products with hyper speed, and products that actually allow you to build rapport with your professional peers. You can also use this to build an online agency, or to build a directory or a web community where you're featuring members. And I'm going to show you really quickly how I'm using this now. So let's go see if we can find one of my own tweets. I'm actually kind of a Twitter dummy, but let's go. Here I am. Okay, so I just want to go to my homepage, and I'm going to show you really quickly how I'm going to use this tool to create repurposable content that I can use not only as content for our own tiny products and cohorts and community, but also I can use to showcase other people in my niche and what they're doing as well. So here's a post on February 2nd that I created, and I am just going to take a screenshot of it using this tool. It's a little slow, unfortunately. Okay, so here it brings up this screenshot that's now colorized and it's formatted, but this is really just the very tip of the iceberg of what this tool will do. Now, you can either use the browser extension, which I'm using here, or you can just enter the tweet here and it'll screenshot it. But let's look at the options that this offers now to those of us who want to really beautify and aesthetically improve our tweets using all these great formats, all these great custom sizes that are easily repurposable across Instagram stories, on a web blog, on a blog, on a membership site, on a course community. So let's just pick any random one. I don't know, let's go with this one here. Let's change the color to this, and all we're going to do is screenshot it, and now you have this is my tweet, and this is the image that I can now save and publish really anywhere I want. So if I want to actually make custom dimensions for Instagram, and I've been doing this and getting a fair amount of engagement using this process. So let's say I want to take that. I'll take this here. We'll create an Instagram post out of it. And we're going to go back to screenshot. Okay, and now you have the dimensions are pre-formatted for Instagram. All right, so let's go back to show options. Let's say you want something like this. Make an Instagram story format. Let's change the color to, I don't know, this. Okay, so you can really quickly take all of your tweets, if you're a prolific tweeter, and you can create like a grid on a blog or a gallery, or you can create a course if you're writing content, as is now very popular, where people are actually teaching things using threads. It's a really great way of taking those threads and turning them into tiny courses that you can use to monetize your community. But that is only, again, just the very, very beginning. So let's say one of the things that I'm doing here is building a new platform around mental health and mindfulness-oriented content and courses. We're writing little books, and we're looking for other folks who are in this sort of universe to join us. So let's say I want to put in not the most recent Omicron variant, which is what's coming up. Let's say I just go to mental health. All right, so we have, these are the most recent tagged mental health posts that are, you know, not trending per se, but they're rated the top by Twitter. None of these do I really like. Okay, let's go to this one here because it looks like it's sending a good message. Let's capture this. So now I'm starting to curate the people in the niche and the actual content, the comments, the community that's engaged with, you know, mindfulness, mental health. As you can see, those are also tagged in that person's tweet. And lo and behold, look what I have here. I have a real piece of content that can be used in a on a blog or a community or a, you know, any sort of publishing platform that references back to this particular person. I would take a little bit of I would use different words here. I mean, this is obviously not coming from the United States where I'm recording this, but mentally retarded is probably not the appropriate way of describing a human being these days. But nonetheless, I didn't see that before. So let's just continue to look around for something. You get the point is the point. And let's say we go to this one here, the same thing again. You click on this little camera icon, and you can download all these images. You can post these on Instagram. I mean, you're really creating art or images out of the tweets and the comments and the, you know, the media that other people are posting in an ethical way. This is completely built in to Twitter now. It's actually a premium service, but it's accessing Twitter via whatever magic that they're using. Let's go to show options, and let's change the color of that to this color. I'm actually kind of colorblind, so I'm not going to call out the colors live. You could change, I don't know what that one does, but let's see. All right, so you're creating content now that you can use on a directory to, or you can reference, retweet, comment, like something like this, and then actually use the picture that you created as a novel and unique way of introducing yourself to the person that you're referencing here, right? No one else is doing this. So when you reach out to this person and say, hey, my name is Ian from Mindful Marketplace, and we're actually building a new book brand called A Tiny Book About, and we're writing books that tiny books that inspire big ideas for kids and teens, empowering, inspirational, uplifting messages. Would you be interested in getting on the phone and discussing how Mindset by Dive Studios could collaborate with our publishing platform, et cetera, et cetera? And by dint of having these cool, colorful, and creative tools at your disposal, you are making yourself look more skilled, more expert, more creative, more artistic than maybe you ordinarily would be, right? I couldn't do this quickly myself. If, I have to design this, it would take a long time to do. You can download all these and you can build like a complete curated wall of let's say you're building a directory of pizza restaurants in, whatever town, Cleveland, Kansas, Kentucky, it doesn't really matter. So I'm not going to save this now. I'm just going to cancel this. But you can see that you can save all these images very, very quickly in a very, time efficient way. And, if you're building, let's say, that pizza directory, you could take 10 pizza places that are on Twitter and just capture all their tweets using something like this, present them all visually a little bit differently, different formats like we just looked at. You can have different sizes, you can have different colors, and you could just create a gallery on your site with, let's say, the 10 pizza restaurants that you're going to be reviewing or inviting to be part of your community. And when you reference those folks, you're sending them to a page that has their social media linked up and really beautified, and you're inviting them to be part of something that is demonstrating that you have some authority, some expertise, some creative chops, and some entrepreneurial imagination as well. All right, this is very, very easy to do. You can also build simultaneously your Instagram profile using pre-formatted posts using this tool, which makes it very, very cool makes it very easy to repurpose your content across different social media channels in a very ease of execution sort of way. I mean, I've been for this new project that we're building called Trippy NFTs, I've been posting these the screenshots of the psychedelics and the sort of hippie, groovy kind of mental health people who are posting around psychedelic therapies and all these different emerging mental health therapies that include psychedelics, and posting this stuff on Instagram and posting it elsewhere using this tool, building our blog with this, and then sending folks to the site to actually say, hey, we actually referenced your tweet. This is one of the 3 or 4 tweets that we really love today. Blah, blah, blah. You introduce yourself. You can use this in a newsletter. All really, really simple, really easy to do. And I pay for this. The tool is actually free. I signed up for a premium account just because I wanted to support the developers. It's not much money. I think it was like $10 a month or something, but it's really, really well worth it. And it's giving me a lot of easy content to create on the fly using not only my own content, but the content of others in my niche or in the niches that we're targeting for our new projects and platform in 2022. You could, one of the use cases I really like for this are tiny courses. So you could actually create a Twitter thread where you're teaching something, but rather than teaching it via all text on Twitter, you're actually teaching it using these, colorized, aesthetically beautiful images that you're creating for each particular part of your thread. Okie doke. Hope this has been helpful. I really would hope those of you who are interested in building a big brand around tiny products in 2022 and beyond, whether you're creating products for sale or whether you're building a community yourself or a publishing platform or a newsletter, if you're interested in doing any of these things, including building an online agency like we're doing as well, I encourage you to join our Tiny Revolution cohorts that are starting tomorrow. Each week, we're going to be covering another very specific process, and we're going to be publishing a live product or a live example of a course or an outreach campaign or an ebook or any number of other things over the course of each single week challenge. You can access that at the link below. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be private, so it's only part of our own community. But if you're not part of that yet, I encourage you to join us and make a lot of progress in your brand in the next month or so. Okie doke. Teach what you know, do what you love, wake up the world with your work. Thank you as always so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.